Woo!
Yay! That being said, I was just saying that since I upgraded my CPU and my computer, a lot of my stuff reset. So thank you, Rad, for letting me know. It would have been terrible if I went through the whole stream with a muted stream. That'd be crazy. I've been doing pretty good about catching that. For some reason, I forgot. One second.
You got a lot of new things to catch up on, Matt.
But yeah, upgrading my CPU to my computer, the transition did not go well, but it caused all my campaigns to be on hold. But yeah, thanks, Rad. Rad, by the way, the first, seconds, and thirds are still available if anybody wants to hit that for the stream. It's a little fun thing that everybody likes to rush and do. Anyway, exclamation point merch. If you like some merch for some hoodies, so Rad, if you're my only mod, can you just plug these in while we're at it? Exclamation point merch. If you like some hoodies, cups, all kinds of stuff. This is not from the merch store, but those are really nice goblets, nice and big, and get it off Amazon. I'm totally not drinking right now. Don't worry about it. Right now, again, can I reach? I can't find them, but right now the owl dice that was given out last month, the best garner from the Discord, he won 2 sets of dice. He said to re-roll the owl dice, so the dice in the Discord is repopulated for the giveaway. So exclamation point Discord to join our Discord. That's where we do all our giveaways. There's a little dice that has a little baby owl in it and inside the dice, and so those are this month's giveaway. Exclamation point YouTube. Speaking of, if you're watching on YouTube, I keep forgetting to do this on all my streams. So if you're watching on YouTube and not catch us live, that's where we have all our videos that we place from live. I also have some YouTube exclusive content. I still have more planning in the works. I'm just so busy. If you're watching on YouTube and you would like to join us live, we'll also have rewards. I'll put those up right now. Actually, I don't have a hotkey on my thing, so I'll do it. These are the rewards you can do for live stream. New followers give a D4 to any player of their choice. I have to put it in chat. Subscribers can give advantage to any roll, advantage roll to any player or to DM. You also have to put that in chat. If you gift 1 sub, a greater potion healing pops out of the bag of holding. And 5, 10, 20, and 50. I roll off the magic item tables. And if you're crazy, you would like to gift 100 subs, you're insane. Everybody gets a wish spell, effectively ending the campaign because they can just wish in the campaign pretty much. And every 500 bits you give grants a reroll of any player of your choice. With that being said, there's also rewards. Viewer rewards in chat. You can give out magic items, give out D4s, D6s, and if you have enough points, you can redeem to be a side quest bid bad, and I'll just incorporate you in whatever campaign you're trying to be a bid bad in. There's also sound bits you can give out for yeets. I forgot all I have on there. And then there's a 18-second dance break. You can force us to take a dance break at any point. It's 500 bits. It's your call, but it's too tense for you. You want us to break it up and just take a moment. Yeah. But I think that Jenny, what would you like to? Do you have anything going on with your stream that you're doing, or any other content?
Nope, nothing too exciting going on. Same old stuff.
And everybody, if you're in chat, I'll go ahead and give Rad a shout out since he's here helping out. Rad has started his own campaigns on his channel, so go check him out for his stuff. Looks like he was playing Fallout 4, but yeah. Thank you, everybody. Oh, it's tonight, so we might be able to raid into you, probably. We'll see. Oh, actually, I think yours is super late, so I think we might be done before you start. But with that being said, I think it's Let's see. You rolled the lowest on the recap, so she'll be doing recap. But anyway, with that being said, grab your goblet, grab your whip it out, and we'll start our stream. And welcome back. We're still waiting for Dominus to show up, but we still got a recap to get through, guys. So, would you like to lead us in recap? You also get a D6. Let's see.
Yay! Well, this is not going to be the best recap, but we decided we were leaving the city in the sky, and we climbed down some chains, and Lulu was basically pointing us sort of northeast, but it was like a 10-mile hike. So Brenly had got some flying creatures for us, which appeared kind of fiendish, but they were very friendly. And as we're sort of flying by, we saw these sort of devils in what appears to be a blood war. And while we're doing that, Brenly is like, "Oh, by the way, do you see this person who's a massive, huge creature with blue skin and they've got dark black armor?" And he, of course, then sort of notices us, so it's really badly timed, and he decides to shoot after us. I end up getting skewered twice. Wasn't great. But we do manage to sort of survive this, and then we actually head towards where Lulu had pointed us. And when we get there, there is a hag. I think they're a night hag called Mad Maggie. They've got red-eyed ravens, and this person seems to absolutely adore Lulu. They call them a treasure, and so apparently a ritual can be done to kind of help Lulu get their memories back. And there's also a bit where we go and sort of got a tooth for Barnabas. And there's lots happening, but there is something interesting in that there's lots of people, like there's lots of red caps, and they appear to sort of be linked to Zariel, who seems to be a name that's popping up again and again. If you remember sort of when we were in the cemetery and there was, I can't remember what his name was. The guy who apparently suddenly was working for Zariel, or was like devoted to them for some random reason. So everybody just seems to really love Zariel, which is a choice. It's a choice.
Gideon Lightword is the one you were thinking about.
Yeah, they're all with Zariel. This person's... It's a choice. That is a choice that they're doing. So, yeah, I think that's kind of the gist. At least that's what I've got down. As I was saying before we started, I for some reason wrote down thermal transfer as well. So, heaven knows what my mind was thinking when I was writing the notes last time.
Thermal transfer.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on there. I've also written down something that I think looks like it might have been some version of a blue description, not turquoise, like some really obscure kind of reference to the color blue.
That may have been a clue that we had to take down for something.
What was the reference?
Blue.
It looks like pure something scribbles. There's arrows as well. I don't really know what was going on. To be fair, some of my previous notes, they're in green, pink, and black, and they're just messy.
Interesting.
So,
No problem, Rad. So set the scene. So Mad Maggie said she can do the ritual to help unlock more Lulu's memories, because y'all are in search of Zariel's sword, but she does not remember where it's at. And Mad Maggie is excited to learn more about Zariel's past. As y'all have gathered now, Zariel is the archdevil for Avernus, the current plane you're all on. And y'all arrived at Fort Knucklebone to try to unlock Lulu's memories. And Chukka and Clonk are the Kinku that remember Lulu from the time before. As you're sitting there waiting for Mad Maggie to return, you can see Chukka and Clonk overworking on these infernal war machines. They're particularly working on this massive machine. Actually, I have a miniature that T-Cat painted for me, and I finally got here. I'll show it to you.
Oh, nice.
So they're working on this particular machine. They cannot seem like, unless you go over and ask, you can't probably figure out what they're working on or why they're working on it. But they have that. These other, let me find where they're at. You also see one of these. What was they called? My mind goes blank. It's kind of like a motorcycle. Devil's Ride. That's what it's called. See a few of these. One of these in particular does not have wheels on it.
I was immediately thinking of those things from the Wizard of Oz 2. You know, the really scary things with the wheels at the front.
Yeah. Back. You also see. Well, that's the Demon Grinder. You also see this is what they call a scavenger. This is fully intact. You can probably gather this is probably Mad Maggie's vehicle. And you also see the Tormentor here. It's also being worked on by the Kinkus. That's where I was. I scrolled way too far down now. Hey, there he is. Let me move you up in your correct spot. So you see the Kinku's working on those machines. You see Mickey, the flesh golem. He's kind of like walking around like with a major limp. It looks like he's in pain. You also see him walking around. And you also see some of the red caps laughing at him, pointing at him, kind of mimicking his moves. And you see a couple imps over to the side, kind of eyeing you guys down. What would you like to do?
Bjorn's gonna eye the imps back, like, what are you looking at? Can he insight the imps real quick?
Like, what are you inciting? Just like their mannerisms, or
They're eyeing us up, like, okay, they're looking to try and shake us down, or what? Or are they gonna call the guards on us? What are they
what's
doing?
your passive insight?
16.
Yeah, it's high enough. You can tell they're just more curious than anything.
Okay.
I kind of headed off. They're off to the side a little bit. Then you hear clink, clink, clink as the Kinkus are working on the war machines. They're really struggling with the bigger one.
Where was Mickey headed? Like, they're limping off in a direction. Are they away in a specific direction?
They're kind of just sitting there. When Mad Maggie left, what did I just say his name was? Shit, Mickey.
Yeah.
He's just limping around. He's not doing anything specifically. He is unable to speak, but he does moan. He does like a bit of a hopping dance, you know, like when he steps and kind of hop on.
Yeah.
And
It's like
like
my
you see the Madcaps and Redcaps think it's wonderful. They, you know, they occasionally accompany him and do the dance with him.
Would it be
It's kind of
worth?
mean.
Yeah. Would it be
What
worth
do you mean?
speaking to the red caps? I think I'm assuming we're all in a group, so I'm sort of like, I think we should discuss our next move here because they're doing us a favor for Lulu, but we don't know these people, and I'm quite concerned about the Zariel link.
I mean,
think-
from the looks of it, there's some good transportation we could use here. But yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I'm just wondering if maybe the red caps laughing at Mickey in pain is maybe because I don't know, potentially Mickey has been punished in some sort of way, and I just trying to find that balance of where we interfere or where we don't interfere. So I think I'd want more information, and if Mickey can't speak to us, and even if Mickey could lie.
Let's just try to talk to. I'm sorry, you keep saying Nikki or Mickey?
Mickey, I think it is. Mickey, like the mouse that I have a vague memory of. In some sort of like dream scenario I had, I think when I got knocked on the head by those creatures earlier.
You mean the children's fairy tale mouse thing that hid in the doors?
I've no idea. It feels like
Mickey Dormouse.
It feels like a very familiar name to me, but I don't know why.
Right, let's just talk to Mickey.
Well, as far as I know, Mickey can't speak. He's just moaning and groaning, but...
I mean, that's all you've heard him say so far. Y'all
Yeah,
haven't
let's-
actually interacted with him.
Yeah,
so.
let's go try
Well,
to talk to Mickey.
Bjorn, if you feel so confident in your conversational skills, lead the way.
I feel perfectly confident in my conversational skills to talk to somebody that's being picked on by a bunch of. I look at the red caps. How much taller than me are they?
How tall are you?
Imagine
Double
not
check.
too tall.
4'3".
Yeah, they're not as tall as you.
Yeah.
A bunch of short arses.
Granted, they're not as tall as you, but they're not like super shorter than you.
It's a dwarf thing, you know that.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, Bjorn will march his way on over.
To Mickey?
Yeah.
Okay. And he has very visible discomfort, like in his leg.
Hey, Mickey. What happened to your leg there? Mickey, hi. I'm Bjorn, the dwarf. Hello. Did you hurt your leg?
And he's pointing like towards his foot.
Hey, looks like his foot.
Give me a medicine check.
Okay, Bjorn should be good at medicine. Bjorn is only okay at medicine because of his wisdom skill. Ah, crap. That's fact. Oh, that's even worse. That's, do I get a reroll in here?
You have a D4 and an advantage you could use.
I do have an advantage. I'm going to use that advantage because I do not want that natural one. Okay, it's a 9. I think I'm going to use the D4 too.
You have to establish these beforehand, but yeah, sure.
Okay, that's much better. That's really not much better. It's 13.
13. You think there's something wrong with his foot, but you can't quite tell exactly what's wrong.
Mickey, I'm gonna need you to sit down so I can take a look at your foot here. Okay, sit down. There you go, lad.
Yeah, hey guys, it does look like Bjorn over here is making a bit of a mess of this. Does anyone want to go and give him assistance?
I could take a look if you like.
This is really not my area. I tend to do the slashing.
Is any of you better at any kind of medicine? I mostly
Listen.
handle broken noses.
I'm pretty good. I mean, I've had to patch up. Working in a glass shop, there's lots of injuries all the time, so...
Okay, perfect. There's something wrong with his leg. I glance at the mad cops. Are they laughing at this?
The madcaps? Yeah, they're laughing. They're laughing hard.
They probably had something to do with it.
Bjorn waves a hand axe at him. Piss off!
So cute.
Yeah, Bjorn, we are guests here.
They're laughing at a man with an injured foot.
No one seems to like the red caps.
What?
Oh, I said no one seems to like them anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll come over and I'll go, all right, now let's see what's what. And I'm going to try and figure out what is going on with this poor thing's foot.
I'll let you roll with advantage since
Yeah.
Bjorn was already looking and he helped point out where, first of all, so I'll let you roll with advantage.
Okay, well, it was a 8 and a 6, so I guess I'll take the 8. 13.
13 also?
Mm-hmm.
Well, hold on. I think you have rewards, right?
I do. I have a D4.
You want to use one of your D4s?
Yes, I do.
Please do better than the stupid dwarf.
Oh, no, it's a 2. Okay, so 15.
15 was DC, by the way.
Yeah.
So as you're looking, you do see a bone fragment is permanently inhabiting Mickey's stride. And with that medicine check, you are able to successfully remove it if you do so wish.
I would like to remove it very gently. It's going to hurt a little bit, but I'm going to get rid of it for you. And I'm going to just, 1, 2, and I'll rip it out on 2.
He stands up. He's still a little gingery, but... And he starts walking off. No longer jumping.
You're welcome.
There you go, buddy.
That meter is now to 8 or 9-ish.
Okay.
Verge of being 9.
I think... I was going to say, I think maybe we should speak to the red caps.
Oh, I was gonna go to the Genku who are working on the war machines and see if we could help them in any way.
That makes sense. We do need a machine. I guess, yes, we shall. Orvan, we will go that direction and discuss mechanics.
Sounds good.
So we sort of march over confidently towards them and inquire as to what they are doing. So
is everybody going? What is Dominus doing?
Just follow the people.
Just kind of hovering around like this.
I guess, yeah.
He's missing the baby.
He's got a very disapproving look at the group. You guys gave
Oh
away
yeah,
my baby.
that's right. All right. Yeah, they're deep into the engine part of this demon grinder, trying to figure out what is going on.
okay.
You help.
How could we help you guys?
We don't know what exactly it is
Yeah.
that you can help with.
Are you to help?
We would like to.
Do you have some spare tools?
Can we tell what the issue is sort of by looking at it? Like, would we be able to perceive kind of generally? Like, I know.
Arcana or investigation check.
Oh, hang on.
I am only okay.
And it's going to take 10 minutes, pretty much, to do this.
My Arcana and my investigations are only a plus
I
one.
will.
I could.
I've got a +2 in both those.
I'm only a +1, so I'm a fighter, not a.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not a
I don't
mechanic.
think any of us are too well versed in the more intelligence-based.
Dominus,
skills.
are you arcanically inclined?
Are you intelligent, basically?
He is not interested enough to be inclined.
What about Grenlia?
No, absolutely not.
I
You
could try
have
looking at it.
rewards. I'll remind you yet again.
I mean, I could always give it a go and add a d6 and hope for the best.
Yeah, you got, like,
I'll
6
help
of them,
you.
so.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'll assist you so you get advantage at least.
that's isn't that a d4 as well, isn't it?
No,
No, that's
assist is
advantage.
advantage. You
Oh,
roll
right.
with advantage, and then you can add a d6 on top of it.
Right. Let me see. Investigation or Arcana, they're both a +1, so it's advantage. Please speak. Okay, I'll just add my d6 and hope for the best. I'm really sorry. That was so bad.
Oh, come on, it can't be that bad.
Can't be. Oh, gee. Right. So I rolled a 6, and with my d6 I got a 1. So I got a 7.
Okay. Wait, did you roll? Did you roll your investigation?
That's with advantage.
Okay. Well,
I'll not be poking this machine.
Let's see. As you're trying to look at this machine, your long flooring, wherever you have tied your red hair up, just kind of falls right in your face. You're like, can't really tell what's going on with this machine. You're not very machine-like or whatever. So.
Yeah, guys, I'm not quite sure what I'm doing here. I might need a little bit of assistance getting my head back out of here. Anyone else want to kind of swap places with me and see if you're more inclined to understand the mechanics of all of this?
I can give it an Arcana check.
I'm gonna help Lexi get her head out.
Oh no, that's a 9.
Well,
Off to a good start.
It was bordering on the 20 and I was so happy, but then it just went on to the 8.
so the King Q are looking at you appreciating the help, but obviously you guys not from Avernus, not familiar with these type of machines. You're not able to discern what's going on as they're still working, trying to work on it, whatever.
Should I mean, could I?
Actually, I just thought of something. Jiggin,
Hmm.
could Bjorn give it a Tinker's Tools check?
Well, what do you mean? I said take your tools. You gotta find.
Oh, they've got tools with them. They've clearly got mechanical tools.
No, I'm talking about
And-
you need to find what's the problem first, right?
Well, I can, help them figure out what the problem is. They've probably got better mechanical understanding here.
That's a good point. Let me look.
Could I try to persuade them into a more?
What's Tinker Tools use? What ability?
I think Tinker's Tools would be like an intelligence check.
I should give them advantage.
Those have been going so well so far.
All right, as you try to go to help the Kinku and whatever, and you grab the tools to try to hand it to him or something, and they start pointing at this like black ooze, and then as you start looking at, you can see like there's like some spikes. You can see the ooze coming out of the spikes.
Poor boy's got an oil leak here.
It's not. It definitely does not look like oil at all.
Well, you said it's a black.
Is it a creature?
Is
Is
it
it like
blood?
The spike looks like it came from a creature, almost similar to spikes, but a different type of creature that y'all been dealing with like the purple devils, you know.
So would we recognize it, or
But
would we?
you've seen this ooze before in one of the buildings. I don't think Letzi wasn't there for it, but
Yeah.
the rest of the party has.
Okay.
Okay, so it's leaking
Give me
ichor. Ichor.
Give me like a religion check, somebody. Let's go off that.
Well, hang on.
Pretty sure we saw that stuff coming out of a demon. So
I'm slightly better at religion, but I could use the help if anyone would be willing to give that.
Well, I'll say this is more restricted to one person. Like, he really helped this. You're trying to recall.
Yeah, I'm going to then use my D4 as well on this.
Okay.
Or is it a D6 I have? I can't remember.
you've got a DM's inspiration.
I thought last session I got something as well.
Currently, you have a DM's inspiration. That's it. Over.
Okay. Then I'll just
Roll
roll religion. Oh no, I'm not using the D. Actually, I'll use DM inspiration as well.
Okay. Roll advantage.
Oh, that's an 8 after advantage. 2 and a 4. These digital dice need to be put away, I think.
Yeah, they're not doing
Change the digital dice. I think that's a running trend.
This is not a hot Saturday.
As y'all sitting there trying to read you catch like the Kinku's going like saying Iker, demon.
So do we...
Demon.
Are they looking at Dominoes? I don't.
No, they're just like pointing at it and kind of saying it, just not directly to you, but just kind of like at each other.
Demon.
Would one of your
Demon blood, demon snot,
demon bones? And then I go to Lexi. Would one of your paladin abilities be able to purify this?
Trying to see if I could persuade them.
I don't think we want to purify this thing.
Well, we are in hell, so and surrounded by people who are with Zariel, who's an archdevil. I'm not sure would they want that purified.
Welcome back, Red. Yeah. Anybody wants to roll a separate Arcana check to see how to remove it? You can.
I mean, I don't think I'm the best, but
I'll help you.
I mean, remove it sounds like get in there with gloved hands and a pair of pliers, but
I mean, would like, are we talking about removing it? Because would a performance check maybe allow me to remove something? Depends on how you
Y'all do
interpret.
remember, I think at some point in this campaign, like if you touch any kind of form of ichor, bad stuff can happen to you.
Okay.
that's why I said with tools.
Really protective gloves. We did get something.
Who's
didn't we?
proficient in Arcana? Let me just ask that.
None of us.
None of us.
Not feeling confident.
I'm
Nope.
proficient in tinker's tools, smith's tools, thieves' tools, mason's tools.
Nobody actually proficient on your character sheet, let's see.
Wait, let me check.
I think Domino's is.
I don't think I am, because my Arcana is a +1.
It'll be filled in.
Yeah.
The next two is
Oh,
a
no,
little
even then, it's definitely not proficient. But that's why I was saying maybe performance. 'Cause I'm proficient in performance.
Dominus,
so
you're proficient in it, right?
patient.
Yeah, Dominus is, yeah.
So Dominus, you would know like spells such as Dispel Magic and Protection from Good and Evil would work. That's up to him if he decides to share that information. Oh, Scarlet Quinn is raiding! 15!
Woo, thanks for the raid.
Welcome in, everybody. I was just in there with you. How's the map making going?
Look at the fun we're having.
Demon Cola, thank you for the follow. You can give a D4 to any player that you like.
Fun. Look at the fun we're having.
Same thing we use, Scar. You can give a D4 to any player you like. Just put it in chat. Welcome in, everybody. They're just in Fort Knucklebone, and they're helping Mad Maggie's people around.
Seeing as oh, sorry.
Sorry you're super burned out about Mats, but welcome in, everybody. Demon pits Letsy for the D4. Letsy, you get a D4.
Thank you. I definitely need it given my role so far. I was just thinking, like, this stuff is dangerous to touch. Could we...
I get a D4.
Like,
thank you.
D4s all around. Could I persuade one of them? I mean, they already have been tinkering around a bit and touching it, I imagine. Could I persuade one of them to sort of do whatever sort of mechanical thing we think will assist in fixing this, therefore that we're not touching it?
I mean, if Domino's gives us the information on the spell,
But
Bjorn
yeah,
has protection from good and evil.
and I think I have Dispel Magic, but also I don't know if he wants to.
No, he doesn't.
Oh no, I do not have
Maybe we should have
enjoying
a
the view.
conversation. Dominos, you seem to have an issue with the group at the minute. Is there I appreciate the baby situation.
No, he just likes to watch you guys.
Okay.
Why did
Are you
with
of
this mess?
any assistance whatsoever?
He's just shrugging. I don't know any machines, he says. I'm not an artificer.
You know magic anyways. This is clearly a magical machine. You can take a wild stab at it.
I suggest we
Oh,
put on
stab.
gloves and just pull it out.
Aye. Baron will double check
can
his
do it.
leather gloves. Nope, I've got it.
Yeah, you can easily pull out the spikes, but the ichor will have to be dealt with, and currently there's nothing here to deal with the ichor, so they probably have to wait to figure out somebody that can easily get rid of it.
Should we go and tell them that should we go and find Mickey? Because, like, Mickey might have something to help, potentially. And he does now owe us for helping with the foot.
I think maybe Barnabas could be of more help because Mickey does not really speak.
Nah, he could have just been shy. But Barnabas is a good potential option. Bjorn, do you want to stay here while...
Yeah, I'll
fine.
start pulling
Barnabas, or-
spikes out and see if I've got lesser restoration. Let me see if that'll do it. Bjorn gets to work pulling out spikes and doing what he can.
with
Okay. Just let me know if at any point you do touch the ichor. Some bad stuff could possibly happen. Actually,
Okay.
I wouldn't say possibly. So bad stuff would happen.
I'm just gonna roll my athletics then to see how good I am at getting the spikes out and see if I touch anything.
Oh no.
Well, the ichor is more on the engine components part. Pulling the spikes out, you just roll like a general strength or whatever.
Yeah.
You go find Barnabas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're going to go and find Barnabas. Orvin, you seem to be more familiar with Barnabas's skills that might apply to this. What are you thinking?
Oh. No, I just feel like a floating head who is chatty and can actually speak it would be more helpful than a walking creature who mainly grunts. So I was just thinking by communication alone, Barnabas is more helpful.
Superior.
Okay.
Okay. Well, how hard can it be to find a floating head?
Just hovering around.
A skull,
I
right?
shouted, "Hey,
Yeah, it's a flame
Barnabas!"
skull. Yas, 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 yas.
Hey, we had a quick question for you. It turns out we have some problems with the Ica, and we're trying to
Ica, you say?
get it out of the engines.
Oh, it's in the engines.
Yep.
I mean, once long ago, I was a wizard, so I'm pretty good at this.
Wow.
Yeah, I do believe spells like Dispel, Good and Evil, or Dispel Magic, or Protection from Good and Evil, they get rid of the stuff. I, myself, in this current form, do not have access to that kind of stuff. Because, you know, I've been dead for centuries. But yeah.
Oh, thanks a lot for the
Well, if you
information.
need anything set on fire, I can help right away with that. Mm-hmm.
Is there any way we can help you get a body back as well?
If you can undo certain deals with, people, but yeah, I doubt it. There's no body. You gotta find another body for me to. That's a foolish question. Let's not worry about that.
How about one of those red caps? Would you be able to possess them?
I can set them on fire.
Maybe later.
Yeah. Do you know much about Mickey?
What about
Would Mickey
Mickey?
be of any use? He's not
Well,
very
he's-
talkative.
He's so fine,
Did you not see the thing coming out of his mouth? He's Mad Maggie's creation. He's her little pet.
So he's not very chatty then at all. He
can't speak. He's got like a intestine thing coming out of his mouth. I don't
doesn't have
know.
any skills.
So, anything else I could do for you? Thank you for getting this tooth back for me. Completes my skull.
I'm glad to see you looking complete.
Yeah, you look great.
Yeah, you're rocking the tooth. I think that's everything, unless Orvin, Grenlia, have you anything you want to add?
Not at the moment, but would you be willing to guide us through Avernus later?
Ooh! You will have to talk to Mad Maggie and see if she'll release me.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that's y'all put in chat what it should look like. I think I still have it on the handouts actually.
Yeah, it's in. It's on the Discord as well.
Yeah, that's Mad Maggie and the creature y'all talking to. Alright, you helped out
then.
with the foot.
Let's speak to Bjorn and let him know about how we can get rid of the Ica. I just realized I haven't prepared the spell magic today, so it would take me about 8 hours before we can do that. Unless it is a ritual, which I don't think it is.
Meanwhile, over here, Bjorn just hanging over the engine. Get it right. Nope. Okay,
What'd you
that's another
roll?
one.
What'd you roll?
The 13 on my athletics check.
Oh.
He's gonna be there a while.
No, they're both actions for those spells.
No, action.
Yeah, they're not rituals, so
Unless you can come up with some other way maybe to remove them, but...
Is there something we can do to, like, maybe lay on hands or something? Would that be able to purify it? I don't think
hang
so.
on. Now I can bless a creature, but I don't really think that's going to help.
No.
It's not a creature though. It's a machine.
Yeah. Aid.
Bjorn, you said you have protection from good and evil, right?
Yes, I do. Why?
I think if we...
poof the goo, I guess.
Yeah, that's at least according to Barnabas, who
Okay,
used to be a powerful wizard.
give me a minute, and I will cast protection from good and evil on the engine components. What am I doing this on? Somebody help me out here. What am I doing this spell on?
Yes, I'm assuming on the engine, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna mark off a level 1 spell for that then. Jiggin?
What are you doing on engine compartments or the actual Icar itself?
Why would I cast protection from evil and good on the Icar?
I'm asking.
That's always dangerous when a DM asks. I imagine we stick with the Icar, I think.
All right.
I can do this. I can do this like 7 times. So we can G
Welcome
here
in,
all day
Blazer, on
trying
the
this
bed.
out.
How you been?
Okay,
I think we start with the engine.
I will start with the engine.
I mean, it does say you have to put it on a creature, one willing creature. And Icar's kind of like a creature part, so I would say imagine.
Okay.
Actually, no. I'm gonna cast protection from evil and good on myself and start removing the Icar.
That works. I'll allow it.
Yep.
So eventually you can remove the Icar, and the Kinkus are like, you think you.
Yeah, I'm just taking away buckets of this garbage. God, it's just this stuff smells disgusting. Even if it isn't bothering me physically, this goes to my nose. Okay, I'm gonna get one more spike out, and then we'll be good.
So eventually, after 30 minutes or so, you're able to remove all the Icar and all the spites.
And get up. There we go. And you're gonna need to change your oil filter then, and we have to recharge your AC.
They look at you curiously.
It's some artificer talk I heard once. Don't worry. It's a joke.
Hold on.
Joke. I tell him in an infernal joke.
And the other one's like, you'll need soul coins.
Soul coins.
I have 2 of them over here, and Damnos over there has a couple more.
Did I get a couple of
That's
those?
fine. That's fuel for machine.
Okay, I hand Bjorn one of the soul coins.
Okay, take the soul coin. Look at it.
Yep.
Look for a slot or.
What does it say for how much should that? Is it con they have to have?
I think so. Yeah, it was.
What's your con modifier?
My con modifier is a +3.
+3. You can hold it, but you can feel it definitely has some weight to it, but you're able to hold it.
Okay, I'm gonna look for a spot to put it then. Where does it go?
Maybe not right now. Maybe when we're actually driving them.
Yeah,
Now
I
let's-
think don't waste it.
Okay, let's.
They
How
look at
big
you
is it?
curious.
How-
They're basically all they're telling you is like these machines take soul coins for fuel, so there's not like really liquids involved.
No, he's wondering where he puts the coin into the. Oh no! Bjorn explains to them. Apparently, he has to explain it to them in Infernal or something because he's trying to explain the concept of a joke, of humor, comedy.
One got it, the other one didn't.
He's explaining that further to the one that clearly doesn't get it.
You know, sometimes, Bjorn, you just have to let it go and understand that not everyone shares your sense of humor, and you just move on, you know?
No, he
Sometimes
does
you
not
just move on.
understand the concept of a joke. I'm explaining that to him.
Yes, and he'll
Lulu
forget it as
flies
soon
over
as
to
you walk
Grinley.
away.
Flies over to Grinley. What is he doing?
Oh, you know, Lulu, he's trying to bash his head against a wall. That's what he's doing. So we'll leave him to it, and we'll come over here where it's less angsty.
Okay. When will she be ready? Avernus! You look sulky. Why?
You want a soul key? What'd you say?
Domino's looks like he's soaking. Why?
I don't know. Maybe you should go talk to him, Lulu. You have like such a special, like, aura about you. No one can be sulking when you're around. You should go talk to him.
She flies over and asks Domino's. Domino's, why? Why are you sulky?
He's just looking at the elephant and just grunts and doesn't respond to it.
Aww. Flies back over to Grinley. Hey, you being me.
I know, it's not your fault, Lulu. It's not your fault. He's just, you know, he's a funk. He's in a funk. He'll snap out of it, don't you worry.
So after a little bit of while, Mad Maggie finally returns. Okay. I'm ready. I have my ingredients. And she creates like this fiendish circle and arranges several comfortable black cushions at the center. All right, Lulu, my dear, please come sit in the center. Lulu gives Grinley a worrying look.
It's all right, Lulu. We're right here. We've got your back. Nothing bad's gonna happen to you, I promise.
Okay. So she flies over and kind of sits down on the cushions. And this circle has 6 lines drawn out. 1 to Mad Maggie and 5 more to... And she instructs each of y'all to line up with one of the lines.
Okay. Let's take our positions.
Yeah, I guess we take positions, although I think I'm very mindful that we don't know what this ritual involves. Exactly.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go link with Lulu's mind and to try to break through her memories and try to unlock them so you know where to find what you're looking for, and perhaps me learning more about Zarel's past I am much more excited for. But my helping is your helping to reach a common goal. Y'all ready?
Is Shadow part of the circle or no? No, right? He's just sitting off to the
You
side.
can take Damnos' spot if Damnos is not interested. Maybe.
The breaking down the barriers to the memories, is this going to involve any physical exertion, or are we doing this sort of more on
Oh,
a
that's
spiritual,
true.
emotional level?
I just know that Shadow's very fond of Lulu. So if he can help, he would like to, I'm sure. But if not, you know, he'll watch our backs while we're in there.
I'm not sure about your beast, if they'd be able to withstand the ritual. I've only so far prepared for all of us.
Okay. All right, Shadow. You're gonna keep a perimeter, and you're gonna make sure that we're all safe. Okay, boy?
Does everybody take their spot?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Bjorn takes his
I'm
spot.
taking my spot, but I'm very conscious of my weapon. I think I've still got weapons on me. Of a weapon
Yeah, you
on
weren't
me.
disarmed or anything. You have everything
Yeah.
that you rolled in on.
Yeah, I'm just very conscious of those because if we're breaking down memories, I don't know. I'm not sure what we're walking into. And I'm not keen on Zariel and anything to do with them. So,
This will be a battle of the mind, probably.
All right, so we don't know what we're going to find in her memories. Try to keep your wits about you. And try to relax.
Bjorn takes a sip of his flask, passes it around.
As she does some incantations, she says some stuff in kind of under her breath, almost like a fiendish manner. This blue arc starts circling the circle, and it starts connecting between each of y'all. At first, you feel like you might feel discomfort, but you almost kind of feel relaxing as everybody's eyes drift back and fall to sleep. As a rich, radiant light of 100 dancing rainbows softly dissolve in a warm sunlight-filled area within the space, Lulu flies lazily in like a lush meadow at the shoulder of a beautiful, blindfolded angel. As the pair of strolls through the green grass, the voice of the hag fills your mind. Whisper this vision. This only represents what Lulu wishes was true. We need to see more. We must push further. I need to make everybody make an intelligence saving throw.
oh no.
Oh, goody.
Here's something that I forgot. I have 1 level of exhaustion. So that
I
means
think it's just ability checks, not saving throws, right?
Okay.
I'm pretty sure level exhaustion is just the first level is just ability checks.
Ability
right?
checks.
I need to
And
find
I
my
think it's
physical.
saving throws too, though. I can look it up.
Yeah, no, I definitely need to find my physical dice. I got an 8.
I got a 19.
The digital dice are not giving tonight.
Digital dice. By the way, welcome in, Druid. Welcome in. Glad to have you.
Okay, let's change dice on this one now.
Disadvantage on ability checks for first level exhaustion. Saving throws don't happen until level 3.
17.
All right. So what did everybody get?
14.
7.
I have a +6 on this. I got an 8. I'm really doing diabolically awful.
Oh, how far are we from Lexi here?
What do you mean? Are you talking about the
that's
aura? The aura is not in
true.
play for this.
Oh,
Okay.
Dang. Okay, 17.
All right. So
Somehow not
let's
gonna
see
be
in
enough.
Grinley fail. You both take 10 points of psychic damage.
I do not really have the wherewithal for that, but okay.
And I need you all to attempt a saving throw again.
Oh,
Another one? Intelligence again?
is it just the 2 of them or all of us?
Just the 2 of them.
Oh,
I
okay, good.
I am adding my
Actually,
D4.
no, it says all of them. No,
All of us?
everybody needs to attempt it again.
Okay, well, Bjorn got a 6.
Okay, I'm adding a
That's all
D4.
I got a 13.
Got a 20.
Oh my god. 9.
We may have to take a nap before we try this again.
Yeah. I'm not. I
What did Letzi get?
got a 12.
You succeed.
Oh,
Greenlee,
thank
you
God.
fail. Bjorn, you fail. What about Orvan? What'd you get?
I got a 13.
You succeed. So, Greenlia and Bjorn, you now take 11 points of psychic damage. But this time, with the other people succeeding, you're able to push through this first vision. The flame-enriched battlefield appears on the barren hellscape. At the center of the circle, Lulu and the angel lie unconscious and prone, horribly injured. You see yourself standing in defense of Lulu and the angel, facing outward as 6 small spine-covered devils creep closer in the distance in formation. A battered and retreating human warriors disappear through the portal. "The devils!" hisses the Has in a despotic voice. "You must defeat those devils." For this, we'll just use your out of combat initiative. I won't actually go through a whole battle scene for you guys for this. So, Domino's, you're up first. What would you like to do? You see 6 of those spine devils that were chasing you on the way here.
I guess I just would cast a Chaos Bolt on them.
Okay, roll your attack.
16.
That hits.
That's 12 points of force damage, lightning damage.
Okay. How many did you hit? Just one?
Just one.
As you release this energy from your hand, unlike what you fought before, immediately dissipates. Now you got 5 left. Greenlia.
I will try to I'll cast Frostbite because they have to make a con save since all my rolls are at disadvantage.
On one of them?
Yep.
Okay. Rolled a 12.
That is a failure.
Okay.
Ooh, that is 8 cold damage.
Same thing with yours. Usually you feel like they would be able to resistance, but in this scenario, this place you're at vanishes. Be down to 4. I skipped Bjorn, I'm sorry. Bjorn, you're up.
Let's go. Bjorn sticks up his bow and he. Let's see if we can just get something to do a quick trick. No, he doesn't have any trick shots, that's right. Alright, he's gonna let loose 2 arrows at one at each one of these devils.
At which one?
He's gonna let loose 1 arrow at one devil and another arrow at another.
The first one hits the devil, then it vanishes. Or fades.
Mm-hmm.
The other 3 immediately stop. Where did I read it at? The other 3 they speak out to you in common. Say, "Spare our lives, we will serve you."
Now, Bjorn looks at the others. I vote no.
We will serve you. We promise.
Insight check.
Yeah, insight check.
Sure.
Bjorn takes a second.
8.
21.
I mean, in this state you all are in, they seem to be truthful. They value their lives over dying.
I ask, how can you help save us? How can you help us?
In any way that y'all need.
I'm assuming Mad Maggie is here.
We
with
are
maybe
to be your servants.
but only within this ritualistic space and memory.
We do not know what you talk about, but we will serve you.
Lexi, we're in a memory. This is
Yeah,
something
sure.
that happened.
Yes, but I'm just thinking would they be useful as a guide through this? We've got Mad Maggie, but we are potentially going to come across. Can they traverse memory from memory with us? Like, if we save them, are they coming with us, or are they trapped within?
Is Mad Maggie like with us in the moment, or is she back at the
She's
ritual?
more like, think of her like within D&D. Like she's like the DM. She's not actually there.
Okay.
This is
Okay.
for y'all to make your choices. You're presented with a choice. It's for y'all to decide you want to do.
I think killing for the sake of killing is pointless.
But she
especially
said
if
to
they're getting
defeat them, and defeating is not always killing either, right?
Yeah, so like,
So it's
There's no
y'all's
point-
choice.
there's no point killing an enemy that is surrendering. I'm
Your
just-
enemy is a demon. There's quite a point to killing it still.
We're surrounded by demons. We're quite literally in hell.
Again, devils and demons are two totally different things. You're not fighting a demon.
Bjorn has no Arcana training.
Just saying.
Potentially, if we are able to traverse memory from memory and have additional assistance with us that claims and appears to be truthful that they will serve us, this could be advantageous.
How can we ensure that loyalty, though? We need something to...
Easy. One of us keeps an eye on him.
I'm willing to intimidate them.
And I'm gonna just cast Bless at 3rd level on all 5 of us while I have the ability. Would that carry? I'm hoping it carries over throughout the dream sequence. But either way, I'll do it.
Yeah, D4 anytime we want. Awesome.
Yep.
I'm gonna choose a different D4 than the one I'm using. This one's better. Not gonna use you though.
Okay.
Missed you. All right, we'll keep them as guides, I suppose.
I mean, it's pretty easy to keep them in line. As soon as they do anything we don't like, we just take them out.
And I am willing to intimidate. I can be as aggressive as needed.
Fair enough. Let's proceed then.
All right, you three, you're gonna be coming with us, and you'll be answering our questions when we say so.
What were they doing to
Absolutely. And as
You were saying?
What were they doing to Lulu? Just we kind of came into a scene.
Lulu was next to the falling angel you saw in the dream before.
Yeah.
Battered and broken and injured, and these were coming in to attack them. You killed 3 of them off. The others swore to serve you.
Yeah, but why were they attacking? Like, I'm just thinking Lulu's caught up in the middle of this. Are they
As they agreed to be your
Fallen angel.
yeah, the angel you saw previous, the blindfolded with blue wings, very angelic angel, is now in this stream. Because the previous stream, Mad Maggie stated to you, this is what Lulu wishes was true. We had to push through it. It was not actual reality. And in this stream, you see the same angel, broken, hurt, and pretty much a bloody mess, while Lulu was sitting next to him. And as these other three devils swore loyalty to you, this dreamscape vanishes. And I need another wisdom saving throw.
And would this
Wisdom or intelligence?
Or intelligence?
I'm sorry. Never mind. Not this one. Never mind. As it comes back to, the landscape is filled with a thick black smoke and smells of death, decay is spanning past everything. The small devils that survived in the previous dream kneel before you and offer you. Well, you already done this. Never mind. I don't know how to read apparently, but we've already done that. It fades to black, and you wander in a vast, barren landscape, utter devastation. Black sludge rapidly rises around you on the ground, enveloping your feet and gripping you tightly, overwhelming you in horrible sense of loss. Don't let the sludge consume you, Mad Maggie's disembodied voice. You must push through her defenses. You must look. So everybody is restrained by the black sludge. We'll just go through the same way we did in the other one. I need everybody to either give me acrobatics or athletics check to try to escape. So we'll start with Dominoes. You can choose which one.
Athletics.
Okay.
Uh, 10.
You fail. Orvan.
I'll do athletics as well.
Okay.
21.
21. You're able to escape, and you rise up in the air and you shake off the senses of the horrible loss. And for your character, for your next round, you can get the help action to anybody.
Okay.
Let's see.
So I'm going for athletics. Please, 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 digital dice. No. Okay, 7.
You fail.
Right, when we're on our break, I think I'm just going to go and find my dice. 'Cause this is, I have about 100 different sets of dice because I sell them in the other room, so it's not going to be an issue getting them, but it's just so frustrating.
Brinlia.
Are we still hashtag blessed or no?
No.
Oh, it does not carry over. Well, that's a waste of a third level.
Okay. I'm doing acrobatics. That is an 8.
You fail. Bjorn.
Bjorn is going to do an athletics, but before he does, he's going to cast protection from good and evil on himself. Does that help?
No.
It's our Lulu's defenses. Right?
18.
18. You're able to pull from this black sludge. And on your next action, you can also offer the help action.
All right.
Dominos. The spine devils that y'all let to serve you come swooping down, and they start pulling on you to pull you out, so you can roll with advantage.
15.
That is just enough. You make the DC. With the help of these spy nibbles that are help pulling you out, you are free. Orvan.
I will help Lexi out.
So let's see. Orvan swoops down to grab your hand to help try to pull you out.
Okay. Do I need to attempt my athletics again?
Yes, you can roll with advantage.
Oh, okay. That hasn't done me any favors previously, but I'll give it a go. Advantage. Roll. Come on. 15 on the dot.
Yeah, you get it. You're able to pull out. I forgot to do something real quick. Let me do it real quick. Everybody that failed the first round takes 26 points of psychic damage.
Oh, I'm probably going to be very dead. Give me a second.
Not dead, but you'd be unconscious.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm knocked out.
You're knocked out?
I was on 25.
So Orvan, we'll do it this way. So Orvan, you go to swoop down to grab Letsy. She fades out. Letsy, you wake up. Or no, you don't wake up. You're unconscious in the circle in the actual real time.
Okay.
Dominoes, are you still up? Or initial?
Yeah, I'm still up.
All right. Greenlia, are you still up? All right.
Yep.
Greenlia.
Can I try to wild shape? I'm gonna try and wild shape. I'm gonna try and turn into a.
As you try to reach in to do this, you do not have any of those powers because you are in a dream.
Okay. Do I still use up my use of it, or it just doesn't count at all? Do you know what I mean?
I mean,
I still have that. Do I expend that usage?
I'll also say this: one of the other spy nibbles come over to help you and give you well, it would be advantage, but since you're already, I would say your level of exhaustion does not exist here, so you can go ahead and just roll with advantage.
Okay. Ooh. All right. We're there. We got there. 19.
So with the help of the spy nibbles, they pull you out. So with this purpose going forward, let's see you're no longer in the dreamscapes. So for player knowledge, let's see does not experience anything further.
Okay.
As y'all push through to the next stream, you see Lulu rests on a black cushion in the center of an inky void. She is unconscious and alone. In a beam of brilliant white light shining down upon her next to Lulu, a large glimmering brass spyglass rests on top of an ornately carved tripod. Lulu awakens and looks peacefully around her. Seeing the spyglass, she approaches it. Pressing her eye against the eyepiece, Lulu then steps back suddenly, eyes wide, open mouth, her face alight in excitement. She cries out, "The sword! The sword! I know where it is!" As the dream ends, everybody wakes up except for Letsy in the space where Lulu was in the original ritual site. So Letsy did
Lulu's
not see
missing.
this last part, the very last dream. She didn't see the spyglass or anything. But everybody wakes up, comes to consciousness, as Lulu's like, "I know where the sun is!" And then we'll, at this point, it's pretty close to our midway point. It's a good stopping point. We'll go ahead and take our break. And we'll be back, guys. Thank you for hanging out. Love you very much. and welcome back. I don't know if Domino's is there, so I guess we'll kind of wait while I refill my goblet real quick.
I have got my dice, and I have decided I'm going to pick my dice from the Dice for Masks campaign, which got healthcare workers masks during
Oh, that's
the
nice.
start of.
Nice.
They're really pretty as well. They're like a pinky yellowy gold. So
Yeah, I've also got my dice.
Well, maybe your guys' physical dice will help you more than mine have. They've been.
Mine are terrible. I've put 6 D20s and 1 D4 in dice jail already.
well, I am prepared in case I need to go through a lot of dice.
Oh yeah, I always bring all my dice because you never know which ones will betray you.
It's one of those funny things, like because when I'm selling dice, was it the really nice dice that you can get with things in them? I'm always a bit hesitant that they might be weighted slightly off, even though they're so pretty.
Yeah, that's always a problem.
I have some googly-eyed dice, and I look at them and I'm like, I don't know. And then I've got other ones that are really pretty.
Googly-eyed dice are always iffy. If the eyes can move around in there.
Well, the eyes can move around, but also I think if you are making them, you should kind of like pierce them to get the air out of them. But I don't know. I have that many dice. It's hard to. I've got glow-in-the-dark dice as well. It's actually ridiculous, and I have massive chunky boys as well.
All right. Well,
Your dice collection probably rivals mine. Mine's over there in a box. But I've got Dean for luck. Come here, Dean.
Yeah, I only have 4 sets of dice, so it's very amateur.
Well, this is the thing. I think it's like once you start and you become a dice goblin, there's no going back.
Yeah.
Speaking of dice, I am doing a giveaway in the Discord if you're just now joining us for a little owl dice or within the dice. So !Discord to join our Discord. That giveaway is going on right now. And if you're watching on YouTube and you like our content so far and love the story or whatever, please like and subscribe and leave a comment down below what's your favorite part of this episode. And if you'd like to join us live, you can help out the campaign. There's rewards you can give. Refer to the top of the video where I go over the rewards you can do in live and give advantage and all this stuff for these fine lovely players. As y'all come back out of the dreamscape, you find Letzi unconscious on the ground. But Lulu was very excited, as she remembers.
I will. I'll go over and I'll cast Cure Wounds on Lexi to at least get her up. Oh yeah, that is a max roll. So what is that? 15.
Woo!
Back.
Okay.
I would like to thank you for letting me see those visions to learn more about Zariel. And this little lovely. Thank you. So. She's like, hold on. Like, Barnabas comes up, whispers something to her. Inkus kind of says, thank you for helping out my lovely misfits here, my followers. So what can I help you on your journey? Thank you for allowing me to see all these and learning more about Zariel.
I think we need a ride.
I think potentially assistance in the form of a vehicle or similar would be very, very helpful to our group.
Anything specifically that you would like? If not, I can give you a Devil's Ride and a Tormentor.
Do we want to split up like that? Or would we be good with just the Tormentor?
I think we would be best staying together.
Although maybe the Devil's Ride might help us scout ahead. But again, I think us being together would be the best.
Yeah, we'll take the family van.
Oh, but apparently
I
the
can
tormentor
give you
only
both.
fits full.
It's fine.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's what she's saying. She's gonna give you both.
thanks a lot.
Oh, that's the most gracious of you.
that works. That works. Let's see, where is this thing?
Also, if it isn't too much of a hassle, none of us are all that intelligent, and Barnabas there was telling us about how he used to be a wizard. We were wondering if he could be a guide for us in Avernus.
She looks over at Barnabas. Not Barnabas. We taught. Why you? Do you want to go with these people?
We'll give him back.
I'm here to serve you. Yeah. So whatever you think best, Maggie, I will go.
And yes, this was completely our idea. As you can see, we are not the smartest, so we would definitely.
Roll me
we
a
could definitely
persuasion check.
I might be able.
We are assisting him with the persuasion because we're like, no, this is definitely our idea. We realize we know our limits.
Yeah.
We need a little.
You can
more
roll
guidance.
it. You can roll at advantage.
Is that me or Lexi?
Yeah, because I'm happy to try and persuade. Although
I mean, he was asking, so he would ask.
Okay, I can do that.
So it's getting
Okay, I definitely needed that. So that's a 17 and a 1.
All right. If you promise that nothing harm will come to my little friend, he will assist you in Lulu. Guide the plains of Avernus.
We really appreciate that.
I
We
will
will
warn you,
protect him
though,
with
don't expect too much from him, as he is a
Nah.
flaming skull. As far as like combat or anything, but he will try. Yeah.
Oh, no.
If you think that's best, yes, I will assist you.
Thank you very much.
And I will also give you. She holds out her hand. The 3 soul coins. She's going to give you all 3 soul coins to help fill those war machines.
All right. Who's riding the motorcycle? Because I'm fine with my riding the motorcycle, but does anybody else want to ride the motorcycle?
I mean, is there space for 2 on the motorcycle?
No.
And we've got
Well, I'm just saying,
Shadow.
Bjorn-
It says capacity 1 creature, but I figure like a regular motorcycle, somebody can get on the back and hold on
Yeah,
to the rider.
Bjorn is quite small.
Yes, yes, I am quite. Yes, at 4'3", I'm relatively short to you folk.
And I do have silver weapons if anybody would like any silver weapons. But it looks like y'all are well equipped as it is.
I mean, a silver weapon wouldn't hurt.
Can you silver a hand axe for a second?
I have silvered hand axes.
I will trade Maggie my hand axe for a silver hand axe.
You can keep your hand axe. Here you go. Here's a silvered hand axe. So she'll
Okay, just
she'll
take that,
gesture to one of her red caps to bring over one of his silvered hand axes that she has.
How fast do these go? Are they comparable speed, both of them?
The Devil's Ride goes very fast. The Tormentor not as fast, but it goes faster. As you'll discover, these vehicles are very well at traveling across Avernus. As you've seen it, you walked here, I'm assuming it's hard to breathe.
Yes.
Okay, so really the only issue is, how do we get, Shadow on the back of this thing? Can we, lay across it or something?
The Tormentor has cargo capacity, so it can hold 500 pounds cargo somewhere, so
Okay.
presumably burrito.
I mean, the
Not
top
burrito.
opens up, and then everybody can crawl in.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Shadow.
And
Shadow
if someone
can
is
just, like ride in the
It's
trunk.
definitely big enough. It's a huge vehicle, and Shadow's not a huge creature, so.
Okay.
and if someone's riding shotgun with Bjorn, it can definitely fit Shadow.
Yeah.
The Devil's
I-
Ride is a 1 crew member.
I almost feel like perhaps
It can
Either
only hold
or.
one capacity of,
Okay.
and
someone who can kind of hold their own sort of Alexi or perhaps a Bjorn or
I am still feeling a little bit unwell. From
yeah, I feel like we're gonna rest first, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
if you're struggling, I just know. I forgive me. You know what? I'll give you 2 Devil's Rides because you do have that massive wolf there.
Thanks a lot.
That's so nice of you, Maggie. You're the best.
The second Hell Rider is for Shadow.
yeah. The wolf rides.
Devil's Ride, sorry.
Oh yeah, I would say 2 Devil's Rides and then Tormentor for you.
Would you mind if we take a small rest before we head out? Because I think the
You gotta
By
bunk
all means,
area.
The place is yours. I can just try not to cause too much trouble with my red caps. I know they're not great with people skills. They do help me.
Sounds good.
If
We
you
won't
have to
trouble
kill
them.
one, so be it. But try not to. They're hard to come by.
Yeah,
We
we
will
won't
restrain.
attack them as long as they
But I
don't
do
torment
have to warn you. I'm not the only warlord on Avernus.
Just, do you have a bunk area? A bunkhouse.
Oh yeah, you can stay here.
Bjorn is specifically asking, is there a place with beds here?
Oh yeah, of course. There's some floors over here. You can roll out your bed rolls.
Right, so apparently we're going to be taking shifts on watch.
I can cast Lehman's tiny hut and we can get in there.
So can I.
Or I can be told that and that sounds stupid. That's fantastic.
But, before you take your rest, let me warn you about the other warlords that you might come across, okay?
Mm-hmm.
There's several gangs out there. One of them is led by a horn devil who does not have wings. Goes by the name of Bitter Breath.
Bitter what,
Beth.
sir?
Bitter Beth.
Bitter Breath.
Oh.
Bitter Breath. Used to be a
Okay.
pit fiend. He's now. You have him. He also has some. Has his legion of devils with him. There is also a hobgoblin warlord named High Gaju. Graju?
G-O-U?
No,
G-E-R?
It's I, just so high. Graj. Kakarjak. So which is Karkajuk.
Okay,
You're gonna have to spell. You're gonna have to write that down.
I'll put
somewhere.
it in chat.
Yeah, I was like trying to write it down. I was like, that was too fast.
Hi, Graj.
Hi, Graj Karajuk.
Yeah, that name.
Karkajuk. Yeah.
Karkajuk or
Oh,
Karajuk.
Karajuk. Yeah, I
Karkajuk,
think it's either
Karajuk. It depends on how you speak Goblin, I guess.
Yeah.
They also travel in a tormentor.
Okay.
There is also an archmage named Feonor, Feonor.
Feonor. Okay.
They have a demon grinder, so be very, very careful if they have some Mezalos, some Gauls, some gas.
Can you type those in the chat, please?
Those are creatures that surf under them.
Oh, under the
Yeah.
Archmage.
Yeah. And then Perceps Kovic, a chain devil, has a legion of barbed devils, bearded devils. He also has his custom-made Devil's Ride. Also traveling with a Tormentor and a Demon Grinder.
Wow. He's got
He's
quite
got a
the
nice little small army. You don't want to deal with him. And there's also one other. Raga Draga. It's a werebore in his little group. Werebears and wererats. They have a demon grinder themselves. So be very wary of these individuals. So she says, if there's nothing else that you can need from me, I'll leave it to you to rest up.
Thank you very much. You've been most helpful.
You showing me these visions are very most helpful. Please do take care of Barnabas. He does.
We will.
He's most helpful, but like I said, please take care of him.
Of course, thank you.
But you can post at your will if you like. I'll watch if you don't trust the people, my people in my camp. But
Nothing wrong with your people. More like the people that come to visit your people.
touche. Well, I'm going to rest up from this ritual. And stay as long as you like. But as she gestures toward the floating cities getting dragged, do not take too long if you want to save your people.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So you have. She leads you to deal with whatever you want to do.
Let's take a long rest, I'm assuming.
Yeah, let's pack it in here for a while.
Yeah, for sure.
So you can use this time to talk amongst yourselves and what your plan you like to have or whatever.
Okay, so Lexi and I will ride. What's the word?
You also
Ride
want to keep in mind
ride
who's
the
proficient
devil.
in
Point.
vehicles.
We'll ride point in the Devil's Rides.
Do we need a form of communication back to the
Yes,
others?
we would.
Let me double check what I've got for that sort of thing.
I mean,
Did we have any sending stones?
I think you guys have a sending stone because I got Jack off.
I have a vague memory that somewhere in a bag of holding that might have been something we crossed paths with.
Because I'm in.
I think Rhea maybe did she give? I don't know. I don't think she gave you one.
I can't remember if it's in this campaign or another one where someone, when we left them, gave us the sending stones.
I the vague memory of there being a discussion, I think, in passing about it previously, but
Dominos.
No idea.
I don't think so.
In that case, if none of us have it in our inventory, I guess we don't have it.
I know my
Wait,
Order the
who
Goblet and Icewind Dale, they have a sending stone for like plot purposes. But
Did we not have? Sorry, hang on. When we were helping those people up to High Hall, did we not discuss having a form of communication between the groups?
I think you were talking about the spell sending, but that was when the other characters
Yeah,
were here.
we've got characters that we just had somebody that had the sending spell.
Yeah, I don't think we have an item like that.
I mean,
Okay.
I do have a Steve that I can communicate with telepathically that I can summon, but I think we
Okay.
can communicate telepathically.
All right, we're just gonna have to try and do hand gestures, you and me, or shout really
Unless
well.
you have to spell message, like the one with the wire or whatever.
I do not.
That's a cantrip, I think, right?
Yeah, you have that. That works
You
with
know.
120 feet. Or sending is also a form of message in the spells.
That's like a toddler.
Clerics mainly have that.
Oh, I can check if I have it. Then I
Just
can prepare
remember
it.
to prepare your spells in the morning. The clerics,
Yeah.
paladins, druids, y'all have all access to all spells. You just have to decide what you want to prepare.
Yeah, you guys can. Rangers can't. And don't think we get sending anyways.
Yeah, I do not see sending on my spell list.
Yeah, I'm having-
nothing
Oh
you
no,
can
I do.
prepare.
Okay, I have it. Yeah, I was
Zone-
looking at second level.
See. Sending isn't on mine, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think paladins
It's all right.
have it.
Sending is a two-way thing.
Yeah. So sending, as long as they're on the same plane of existence, you can send, and you're familiar with the person, they can receive it and they can send one back. The downside
But
is
it's
it
only-
requires a spell slot.
Yeah, and it's a
I'll just
third
be a
level,
second.
but yeah.
You have this time to have some character development if y'all like.
Still here. Sorry.
So what would y'all like to do?
I can't think of anything we have to get done in the middle of the night.
I mean, technically there's no night here in Avernus. It's just y'all taking time to rest up. I'm giving y'all an option to have more character development between each other. This above table, this is probably the last thing we're doing for this session.
I think we really should have a discussion with Damanos.
We probably you probably should.
Well, I mean, I'm not really sure where to begin with that conversation.
We're sorry about the kid.
To be fair, the kid we left somewhere safe.
I left my badger with the kid. If the badger is gonna be safe, your kid's gonna be safe. I trust those people with Maria. Your baby will be fine.
And this isn't exactly the most conducive space to the health of a child. I mean, the air
It
is...
will be worse down here. He's just completely ignoring us.
I think y'all are also talking at him rather than to him.
Well, I mean,
He's
Come
just
on.
sitting there conversing with shadows, meditating.
Yeah, we're talking to somebody who's completely checked out.
yeah.
I'm gonna talk more with Barnabas and try and figure out his origins.
What are you asking?
So, you said you were a famous wizard a long time ago.
Let's not
How
go
long
along
it's-
and say I was famous, but
So, how long ago was this approximately?
you know, time is crazy down here. I wouldn't be able to begin to understand.
Fair enough. How about, why don't you tell us what led you to becoming a flying skull instead of resting in peace?
I mean, who did you piss off to be damned to hell is a burning skull?
No, this skull is my actual skull from my body.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing that it's your skull?
So, somebody defiled my crypt. Turn my skull into what you see now.
And would you like to eventually rest in peace back with your body, or do you like being a skull?
I don't really have a choice in the matter, as you see. Maggie, she struck a bargain with another wizard and took me as payment.
Okay, so you did piss off another wizard while you were alive, and they messed with your body and sold you to Miss Maggie.
Listen, I don't want to name names, but I'm here now. I have to deal with what I have.
You know, I do a certain thing for a living when I'm not down in hell. So if you need somebody back on the surface, roughed up a bit among the living. Or was this a long time ago? This person is probably long dead.
I don't know who it was. Kind of like Lulu in this instance. I don't know who did it to me. Who knows? Maybe they are long dead. Either way.
Once we save Avernus, maybe we can help Barnabas out more.
Do you remember who was the king of your land? You died.
I'm sure they're long dead.
I know, that'll tell us how long ago you died.
You know, I didn't serve a king, but, you know, I didn't...
But there was a local ruler.
I have no clue. It's been so long.
You just didn't pay attention to politics, did you?
You think I care about politics?
Which city were
Wizards
you?
tend to care about politics.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of wizards you've been involved with, but... I don't know. Either way, why would that matter?
In case there are wars going on and armies marching across the land and you have to deal with that, and kings come to you with piles of gold saying, "Come help our army." What kind of wizard were you?
You could give him some 7 League boots.
Give him what kind of boots?
Never mind.
Listen. Did my own thing. I had my own stuff. A little fuzzy. I'm kind of like Lulu. My memories are kind of shambled. I'm just happily serving Maggie, and I do whatever she says. Because I really don't have a body to do anything.
Are you after a body?
I mean, only thing left of my body is this skull. Just kind of floating here.
But would you like a body in the future? Would that be of use to you?
I'm not going to turn it down. I'm not in the position of bargaining, if that makes sense.
We understand.
Alright, list of things to do. Find body for wizard damned to hell.
Well, I'm just thinking, I mean, Maggie said, obviously, try not to kill the red caps, but, you know, one could possibly...
Let's be clear. I do not want to be in the red cap's body.
Okay.
Are you particular about the kind of body you inhabit?
Preferably not the race that people hate.
I mean, a minute ago you said, you know, you didn't, you know, there's not a lot of choices here,
Yeah.
to be fair.
Okay,
mean,
let me clarify. I do not want to be in a race where I would easily die again because people hate the race.
okay, there was a tabaxi that I had a particular problem with. I could probably get you his body. And he was a pretty tough customer.
A Batsy. I've heard of them, but I don't think I actually met them.
He's about 5'5", kind of well built, black fur cat man.
What race were you though when you weren't a flaming skull? Because with the tabaxi, I mean, there is care of fur and things involved.
I was just a human.
Just a human.
Nothing
Okay.
special. Just
So
a
fur isn't
powerful
going to be an
wizard.
issue. So fur, scales, things like that, not going to be an issue, unless it's a red cap.
Like I said, I don't think we're going to accomplish any of that right now. I think I'll have more
No,
pressing.
this is...
We're just
It's
like
for
if we see a
later.
body
This
when we're out on our
Do you
trek.
know the proper rituals to transfer my body in my consciousness into that body?
I believe Grania might be able to help, but I don't.
I mean, not necessarily right now, but we're being hypothetical.
Yeah.
You never know what we might come across.
Okay. I appreciate your help, but I'm here to serve you, not the other way around.
Yeah, we were just thinking because you've been helpful already and
I
potentially
really
will
haven't done
be.
anything. I don't know why you're saying I'm being helpful.
Artemis, we're just having a chat before we all get some sleep tonight, all right? Now, do you know anything about where we're going next?
I'm not the one who had the memories. I'm
Yeah.
here to
Yeah.
guide you wherever you want to go.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, Lulu,
You
would
don't
you
know any
mind telling us?
information
Yeah.
about those locations that you're guiding us to.
Lulu hasn't actually told us that, so we should probably ask Lulu about that
Barnabas
first.
has location information, but since he doesn't know where we're... he can't tell.
Right.
So, Lulu... Bjorn turns around. Where's Lulu?
Lulu's passed out. She's asleep.
Oh, she's so tired.
Let's get this information then tomorrow.
Yeah, in the morning. Seriously though, Barnabas, he's an eldritch knight. You may like that.
Not sure what that means, but all right. Did they read from books?
Yes, he was an avid reader.
Did they cast
What?
spells? Well, I
Like
keep
I said,
doing hands. He
Eldritch
doesn't have
Knight,
hands,
he's-
but does he got spells?
He's a spell sword. Do you know what that means?
Nope.
Right, I'll explain this to you tomorrow over breakfast.
I don't eat breakfast, but it's fine.
No, I'm gonna have... Björn rolls his eyes, rolls over into his sleeping bag. This is gonna be crazy.
All right. What about everybody else? What are y'all doing? Y'all just talking to Barnabas?
Yeah, I'm gonna probably fall asleep then.
Yeah,
Yep.
I guess Domino's isn't being very chatty and is stewing in the corner, so I guess sleeping maybe in the morning they'll have a better outlook on the situation. Hopefully. Granted, the baby situation is not ideal, but a couple of hours sleep might change that outlook. I can but pray.
I'm gonna cast the moon hut. And,
Yep.
and then, because Shadow can't fit,
I can cast the
Um,
second one as well.
yeah, because we'll need two for Shadow and the rest of us.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast it right over where Lulu's sleeping.
Aw.
So she's in there with us.
I like how Avaray is now catching up with all the dice rolls this session. They're just popping up in the Discord. I was like, what the hell? I keep wanting to ask what y'all rolling, but I remember now this is all from before.
Everybody's a bit slow on the uptake tonight.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, even my D&D Beyond was taking forever. So it might be an issue on that end.
Well, it wasn't rolling very well, to be fair to it, so it's just feeling under the weather.
All right. Unless there's any last final things y'all would like to do, we'll go ahead and end tonight's session. So I don't want to, because I'm trying. I have to dissect. You know how their books are and stuff. You have to like jump through different pages to figure out where exactly.
Yeah.
I don't want to describe something incorrect for you guys. There's definitely going to, above table is going to be a choice of which path y'all take. There's basically above table is going to be a path of the demons and a path of the devils. Whichever way y'all decide, I have to go off of, and I have to look at first to see which one, how to offer it, and which way y'all want to go.
Got it.
No, I don't want to try to off the cuff. I know exactly what happens immediately after leaving here, or after that, but there's something you have to decide beforehand, and I don't want to mess it up for you. So
we'll give you some prep. Let's go, man. Get the prep time you need.
And plus, I have people coming over tonight in an hour, and I kind of want to.
Ooh, yeah. May want to clean up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that I'm not cleaned up. We're coming over to play Nemesis, and it's a.
I love Nemesis. It's so good.
I've been
idea what
3D
Nemesis is.
printing a lot of organizations and stuff for it, but I got it pretty much. I posted that into the. I actually posted in the Discord. I painted all the aliens and stuff.
Oh, nice.
I
Really
still have
cool.
to paint the characters, and I'm thinking about like streaming some solo play. I haven't decided yet. But I have some coworkers coming over to play it because I want to play with Astral people. And apparently my mom
Nice.
called me during stream, so I got to call her back too. So, but anyway,
Yeah, that's probably very important.
but yeah, this is a good stopping point for the next leg of the journey. You now have another NPC I have to control. Which
It's
his
just a
voice
floating
might change
skull,
multiple
don't
times,
worry.
so I'll find a good voice for him. But yeah, thank you everybody for hanging out tonight. Rad, if you're still in, we'll give a shout out for Rad. Go join him. He has a stream tonight for D&D. Also, go follow Dance School. She'll be streaming immediately right after. She streams every other Saturday. So I have Jenny here that plays Greenlia. Go follow her on Dance School. I don't know if Druid's still in here. She is. Go join Druid. She plays a lot of different games. She plays some D&D across the webs. That being said, again, exclamation point Discord. If you'd like to come join the Discord. If I have any mods, it's just easy for y'all to type as I say it. Merch, exclamation point merch. If you like some merch, exclamation point YouTube. If you want to come and watch all our previous VODs of this campaign and catch up on how the story went. It's been a long campaign. It was about 2 years so far. We're only like level 7. The curse of playing bi-weekly thanks to my schedule. So I think we're taught to starting this campaign a little bit earlier too. We never finished that conversation. We might do this after the stream, but I don't know. I think that's pretty much it. Next time we're live on this channel is actually I'll be live tomorrow for Red Dead Redemption 2 and continue to play through. I might do some painting beforehand, depends on what time I wake up and how I feel. But then our next time we're streaming D&D is Monday night for Icewind Dale. So that's coming pretty close to like dramatic, and they're on like the home stretch of that campaign. So, but until then, next time we see you, when in doubt, whip it out. We love you very much.
Whip
See you
it
again.
out.
Thank you, everybody.
Good night,
See ya.
everyone.